Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to hop on really quickly and give you a update on the closet. I think the last time I saw you was the end of September, and I was filming a lot of the closet project over the course of a 4-month period, or maybe it was more like 3 months. Anyways, I last left you in September telling you that to stay tuned because more is happening. It's coming. So in October, I hustled and I got the rest of the closet shell complete. I did not film any of it because I was rushing the weather. We normally here in Alaska get snow by Halloween or just after Halloween, so I wanted to take the full month and just hustle as much as I could. Remember, I'm learning as I go, so there was quite a few things that went wrong within that time period, but I figured it all out, and I definitely have an appreciation for having a space to put all of my things. Remember my last video, I had a closet system here that was holding all of my clothes, and then in my husband's office, he had his closet system in there, and it felt very cluttered and crowded. And so my main reasoning why I wanted to rush and get the closet put together and at least functioning was before the holidays, because I like to decorate early and I want to enjoy the holiday season. So I was really rushing and I ended up completing the task, and we have moved all of our clothes in there for right now. It's functional. It's not complete or anything like that, but I definitely took the time to make sure that I could do every little thing right for not knowing what I was doing. And so this portion of this video, part 3, is going to be putting all the detailed work in there, completing like the shell of it and doing the trim work and caulking all the seams. And with each set of drawers, I want to do a little box molding, just to give it some interest and character. And it is now January 2nd, so I hope you all had a wonderful holiday break. And excuse me, that's my dog Harley. I hope that you all had a good holiday break and have a very happy new year. This month I am going to try to tackle as much trim work and finishing work as I can before we leave on our vacation on the 28th. And I have already started yesterday. I put on the rest of the beadboard in the backing on my upper cavities. There's 2 on my side and then 1 on my husband's side. I am going to show you right now what the closet looked like just before January 2nd. And it's a world of difference. I mean, there's so much space I just wanted to utilize all the space possible, and I feel like I accomplished just that. So in this video, you are going to see me do all the finishing work prior to painting, because I still have a lot more going on in this space. Now, one thing that I do want to tell you is, as I worked through this project and I got all of the materials in, it definitely got a lot darker in the space. So I'm going to pivot from going with a moody green, and I want to do more of a creamy, beautiful beigey kind of color. That's what I'm envisioning. I've got all new hardware. I've got different flooring in mind now that I've kind of pivoted my direction a bit. I don't want it to feel any more gloom and gloom in there. I want it to feel big and open and bright. So that's why I pivoted my direction with the color of the built-ins. Secondly, I really thought I was going to use some of the material that I already had on hand, but I definitely want to not use the flooring there and buy some other flooring. So in my mind's eye, I can see it all come together, and I just want you guys to be patient because I do work full time. So having the ability to work on a project is just not that foreseeable for me. So my time is going to be limited. So I'm going to get as much done in this video and try to have it out before I go on vacation. Um, Other than that, I'm going to show you right now the clips of what it looks like currently. So you saw those clips of what it looks like currently, and even when my husband walks into this space, he's like, wow, this is amazing. I bought a stool. I'll show you. I bought a stool so we can reach. Whoops. Oops. So we could reach the top of the closet spaces. But let me tell you, this stool is not very conducive on it's very wobbly. So if you step on it wrong, and my husband did, he stepped on it wrong and he went flying back into his section of the closet and not a single shelf budged. So I know that all of that time and energy I put into it, making it as best as I possibly could, really paid off. And he goes, nice shelves, babe. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And right now it's all raw wood, so there's nothing smooth on it, you know? So I felt so bad, but knowing that I've created something that is actually going to stand a wear and tear, it makes me feel so good that I've created this with my own two hands. I will show you here. So on my side of the closet here, this is on my side right here, I brought my panel out. I brought this panel out right here. All the way out because I wanted to hit the studs so I can make it extra sturdy. So my side is out a little bit further than I would ideally love it to be, but it's still not as bad as what I was thinking it was going to be in my head. But man, having all of these spaces for all of my clothes, all of my things, especially the top half here, it just feels so much better. And even the shoe cavity that I made, and our longer clothes. We don't have a lot of long clothes that we needed to store, so I was just like, man, let's get in here and just get all of that storage as much as possible. You can see my dogs in the back. Anyways, I just felt like, so this is what you're gonna see coming soon in one of the next clips, is when I just installed these yesterday. Today I'm going to be working on all my drawer fronts. These drawers I bought off of Amazon, and I created the whole system from these units right here because they were long and tall. And I have a set, and then my husband has a set, or a drawer, or whatnot. There's 6 drawers in this Amazon set. I had built them. All the writing that I did in the last video did not come out on the video, so I'm not sure what happened to any of that extra footage that I had taken the time to really put in the video to show you what I was doing and why I was doing it with the words. It just didn't show up, so I was not exactly sure why. But anyways, this cabinet is kind of like IKEA furniture. I don't know, it's like particle board and it's like shiny, so I'm going to get in here and I'm going to sand it today. I'm going to sand this one and I'm going to sand my husband's. My IKEA one that I got already, it was already raw wood. It doesn't need to be sanded or anything. I'm still going to do the box molding around all of this, you know, but I needed to get in here and do my husband's, sanded this down, sand all this, so when I go and I get ready to paint everything, it'll adhere. So, and I also still have a whole bunch of different ideas that I want to do, but today, specifically January 2nd, I'm going to do more of the tedious work, and I got miter shears, and I already got the molding almost a year ago for this project, so it's time. And I was trying to use up all of the material in my garage as much as possible, and I just felt like if I can use up all that material before I start getting the trim work, as I'm going to be better off with having extra space in my garage. Now, this is January 2nd, 2026. On Sunday, we are predicted to have 8 days of straight snow. So I don't know if I'm going to get anything accomplished in 8 days with nothing but straight snow. But I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to take you along for the ride. So I appreciate all of you guys for following along. And my goal for 2025 was to unveil my skills at DIY projects, and not only that, with editing as well, because that's a whole different skill in itself. So anyways, I just want to pop in here and let you know what got going on this month. All right, stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Okay, so you just saw me sand just like the very, very shiny bits off of these two dressers. And actually, that was my first time hooking up my um, sander up to the shop vac. And let me tell you, everybody on the good old internet of YouTube, they suggested doing that, and I did it for the first time. And let me tell you, it was definitely worth it. I know that this is a tight space for me to be working in, and I should have done my sanding outside during the summer, but when you're thinking about 9 other different things, some of it is bound to not make the cut the first go around. But that's okay. I got it done anyways. And what I'm doing now is just going down with a little wet cloth and collecting all of the leftover sandy bits. And then what I want to do is put molding on each drawer, like I said. But I figured sanding it would be better to do it that way first. Because once I had all the other bits on there, it would make it even harder. So just did a quick little sand. I want my paint to adhere later when I go and paint this unit. I want to paint it all one color. Maybe you guys will have a suggestion. I'm looking for a creamy white color. It could even be off-white, but I'm thinking cream in the background in my head. So if you have good suggestions, one that's going to work well on different types of woods, because obviously this is just like, what is it? It's not plywood, but it's like particle board, so it's not that great quality. So that's why I did that quick sand, and I only used a 220 grit because I wasn't trying to really ruin this, system. I will be putting new knobs on later after I paint. I already picked those out, so you'll have to wait to see what those look like, but I figured I would take you along on this process as much as I can, But that wasn't too bad, and I kept all the clothes in here, so I I'm glad I took that time off because I got to think through some of my dilemmas over the last 2 months. And while I was in here yesterday putting up the beadboard and all of that, I came up with a solution. Now, I mean, obviously, this is my first time ever putting something like this together, so it's not totally perfect, but I'm thinking, and these won't be structural pieces, it'll probably just be a piece that hides a little bit of the imperfection so I have less finishing work to do. But I was thinking specifically just in the top portion here, I would put a little strip right along here because some of my beadboard doesn't line up equally. Not anything is perfect. So I want to disguise that and just put a little piece of wood that I have like left over. I felt like I could just do that on these top bits here and on my side, and then you will never even notice that it didn't go all the way up or it wasn't all the way even. But yeah, I just thought I'd take you along on what I'm doing today. I mean, I live in Alaska, so trying to find any kind of place that will bring up furniture that's not going to be an arm and a leg is really hard. So that's why I opted to go with Amazon. I think these were only $130 a piece. So I figured, okay, $130 a piece. Can't go wrong, And I think my wood total right now is in for just the plywood, I'm like at $1,000. And then plus I got all that beadboard and stuff. And I think that was at least 300 plus. So, I'm getting up there in this project, but still less than 2,000. So a little bit of sweat equity, and I'm learning some skills. I can't go wrong with that, you know. But yeah, I think this will be all right. I just wiped down all of these drawers for the next part, so I can get in here and do the very how do I say it? The tedious work, you know, because I'm gonna like line it all out and trace it before I actually put something, you know, stick it on there. But yeah, just giving you a quick update. Okay, so I got done with sanding and wiping down my dressers, and then right before I had lunch, I put some rough outlines of where I want to cut, and then I did this to all of the drawers. If you can see it, they're not perfect or anything, but I have my measuring tool up here. I've got my miter shears up here. I'm using my 18-inch brad nailer, and I want to use my 5/8 inch brad nails. I've got my glue here. This is all tedious work, so I just wanted to show you real quick just before I get started, but I'm going to work on trimming out all of these drawers. I think I've been working this project for the last 2 hours, and in 2 hours I've only sanded and wiped down and did some rough drawings on this project so far. So just so you know, YouTube only shows the bits and pieces to make a full content. But I'm trying to tell you, like, it is so much more work and so much more back work than you realize, you know? And so many times people think, oh my gosh, it looks so easy. But there's so much prep work and everything that goes into it. So, anyways, just wanted to give you this tidbit. Like, yesterday I worked for 4 hours putting up the side paneling right here, up in this this unit by itself. I have my long unit where you're sitting on right now. That took me 4.5 hours to do all that. I had to go downstairs and cut, and all of the things that I have to do, I have to do downstairs and then carry it all upstairs. And that's the stuff that you guys don't see. So I just wanted to come in here and tell you, like, there's so much more that goes on into these projects that you guys probably don't really know. So I just wanted to hop on, give a little tidbit and show you what I've gotten so far, and then I will just put some music on for you guys, fast forward all of this, but just know in real life it's probably going to take me another few hours. But here we go. Okay, so I came into my closet, and I want to be very transparent with you that are watching. I was I was trying to get my flow down before I started filming. I'm so glad I did, because if you notice, this trim is very slim. This box is not perfect. And I want to show you, when I go to brad now, all these they keep breaking. So it's like I can't seem to find a good flow where it's not constantly breaking. I don't know if you can see that over here, but do you see right here where it just splits down? I used wood glue on these panels here, and it was really hard. I mean, just so hard. So these two panels here, I chose not to do the wood glue to see if it would give me any other kind of way, a better way of doing it. And you can see here it split, and then trying to get it on here is really hard. It's just really hard to get it in the proper area so it doesn't split. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little update. And like, this one is definitely not perfect, so don't judge me. I mean, I'm just trying to get my flow down Hopefully you don't see it too much, but I can definitely tell this bottom one is a little janky. But man, it's hard. It is really hard not to have these little trim pieces split, and I'll show you the trim that I picked up. And I picked this trim up a while ago, but I just wanted to show you. So, I don't know if you can see how fine that is. It's very hard for it to catch onto there. And also another thing is it keeps, actually I'll show you on this one, it keeps busting through to the other side, and I just don't know how to make that not happen. But overall, I mean, besides that top one, I think the bottom one is going better, but it's very hard. It's not exactly going to plan, and that's just how DIYs go. And so you just have to learn how to pivot and be able to figure out problems on the fly. So that's why I just wanted to pop in here real quick and tell you this is definitely not going the way I thought it would, but hopefully I can get a different and better rhythm going down, and then I can show you better later on if I can figure it out a little bit better.